everyone, we're going to solve the equation for R and write a reason for each step on these 4 problems. So the first problem is R, or S, equals 7R minus 33. So what I'm going to do is add 33 to both sides to isolate R. So you get S plus 13 equals 7R. We use the addition property, so I'll call that one number 1. Then we divide both sides by 7. So you get R equals S plus 13 divided by 13, or 7. All right, and that one is division property, so I'll call that one number 2 we used. All right, and I also use the reflexive property of equality, because really we had the R on this side, and I don't know why I made that an F. R, so you can switch these around based on the reflexive property of equality. And the next one is number 10. So first thing I'm going to do is distribute, and that's not on here, but that's the distributive property, means I can multiply. Let me write this out, 2R minus 5, because it's small. So I'm going to distribute. So you have S equals 16R minus 40. So now we're back to where we were before. We're going to add 40 to both sides of the equation. So that's the addition property. We'll call that number 1. So S plus 40 equals 16R. This is 0. That's actually a 0 property. Then divide both sides by 16. So you get S plus 40 divided by 16 equals R. We use the division property. We'll call that number 2. And you can use the reflexive property, or the reflexive property, since these equal, and just switch this around. All right. And next one is S equals 5, and I'll put that as 5 over 1 times 3, and R minus 5. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my multiplication property, and well, I'm just going to multiply and simplify. So when you simplify, you get 5 divided by R minus 5. Now I'm going to go ahead and distribute, cross multiply here, which is actually the multiplication property, because you're just multiplying both sides by, I'll just do this, R, this is 15, R minus 5, and this side by R minus 5. That's the same as cross multiplying, but that crosses out, so you get S times R minus 5 equals 15. Now we're going to distribute, so it was that multiplication property. That was number 2. So if SR minus 5S equals 15. So now we're going to add 5S to both sides. So you get SR equals 15 plus 5S. And that was our addition property. So we use that would be step 3 is addition property. Then you divide both sides by S. And when you do that, you get R equals 15 plus 5S divided by S. And that's called your division property. And that was step 4. And the last one is this one. So we have S equals, I'm going to go ahead and distribute this, 3R minus 6 divided by 5R plus 10. Now I'm going to use my I'm going to put this S in fraction form, multiply both sides of the equation by 5R plus 10. Because these cross out. So now we have S times 5R plus 10 equals 3R minus 6. Now let's distribute here. So that was your multiplication property. Let's get that. That was our first step. We're still multiplying. So we have 5, I'm going to put the 5 first. 5SR plus 10S equals 3R minus 6. We just simplified. Now I'm going to solve for R. So I'm going to subtract 10S from both sides. And so that's your subtraction property, number 2. That gives you 5SR equals 3R minus 6 minus 10S. Now I'm going to group my R's together, so I'm going to subtract 3R from both sides. So that gives you, so that's your subtraction property. That was step 3. So you get 5SR minus 3R equals, that zeroes out, so you get negative 6 minus 10S. I'm going to factor out an R. This is simplifying. You factor out an R, you get 5S minus 3 equals negative 6 minus 10S. Now we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 5S minus 3. That will zero out, so you get R equals negative 6 minus 10S divided by 5S minus 3. And that was the division property, so that would be step 4. After we did a lot of simplifications. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.